chatting with David Grubb from Harden to Paint Media. How real do you think this buzz is about the Pels making a real shakeup here?
I think there will be some moves, but my belief at this point is that they'll be on the periphery. You could see, reserves moved. You could see some of the younger players moved, maybe even a Jonas Valanciunas get moved. But I really don't feel that David Griffin is ready to break up Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram without having a reasonable sample size. The fact of the matter is Zion Williamson has played 114 games as a Pelican, and in those games, the team is 57-57. They're a 500 team. Over the last 4 years without him, they're a 45% winning team. That's not a major difference, but you're talking about the few games that Zion has played. It's a clear difference that this team is better without him. And he's the best and most talented player this franchise has ever had. So I think David Griffin has a heavy decision to make. Do you just give that up without giving it every opportunity to work? I think he's willing to give it one more shot, not for a whole season. If it gets out of the gate and this team is not where it should be, everybody's going to be scrambling. David Griffin will probably fire Willie Green, and Zion or B.I. would get traded at that point. But I think that, knowing what they know, that this team was in first place in late December, they've got to see and just find out. I just don't think that they can break it up yet, as frustrating as it has been.
Would breaking it up be an admission of failure in a way? And at that point, is there a decision to be made at the top with Gail Benson about David Griffin and about Trajan Langdon?
I guess there's two ways you can look at it, because number one is I think that they're the original sins that David Griffin made. You can't ever blame him for drafting Zion Williamson.
Sure.
He was the consensus number one pick. But the two things he did wrong out of the gate, he didn't get a new coach. You bring in, I think if you had Willie Green to fail in the early time for this team when it was going to struggle, we'd be in a different position now, experience-wise with Willie. Second, the failure of not putting enough veterans around Zion early and trying to assemble this group of young players around a number one pick. I think the template has been, when you have a number one overall player, that usually you get vets around them and you let the young player do what they do, but the vets are stable. The Pelicans brought in all those kids, and they're still an extremely young team, 9 players with less than 5 years experience in the league. So I think that has hurt Zion as well, and that's on Griffin. But the things that he can't control, injuries, Zion's approach to fitness, those types of things, I don't think you can hold them against Griffin, but he is ultimately responsible. That's what you get when you sit in the big chair and you take the big check. So, yeah, if this does fail, it is a referendum on David Griffin, and I do think that he would be it wouldn't be out of line for him to lose his job.
So how do you expect the Pelicans to help themselves tonight? Can they help themselves at 14, or does it have to be with trading assets to go get a proven vet?
I think you can help yourself at 14, because no matter what, this is a team that, if it's healthy, has its top 7 to 8 players of its rotation locked in. So there's not a lot of playing time for a rookie to come in. If you're getting a rookie, what you want is somebody who does something that you can't do. So I think you've seen the most draft projections either have the Pelicans taking a shooter, a combo guard type, or targeting Derek Lively out of Duke, a guy who can block a lot of shots. Only played 20 minutes a game last year, but blocked almost 3 shots a game. So I think that's what they're looking for, somebody with a little bit more of a specialized skill set, because there isn't a lot of playing time, and if you're going to get in, do this one thing well, and so they can get better. But if you're looking for a rookie who's going to come in and change the direction of the team, that's not going to happen tonight unless they do make that incredible trade and jump up to either the second or third spot.
Who do you think goes second?
I still think this is a smokescreen by Charlotte.
Yeah.
That they're not really in love with Brandon Miller the way that they say they are. And I do think that they end up taking Scoot Henderson.
Interesting. So what's your gut tell you the Pelicans do tonight? You think they stand pat at 14, or do you think they make a move?
If they do trade, I think they trade backwards.
Okay.
To maybe get later first-round value and a second-round pick to try to just, because I don't think some of those lower-end guys will be back, the Najee Marshalls, Jackson Hayes, as we talked about. So I think they've done a good job of getting those more experienced players, the seniors, coming in who can find and contribute.